Good morning, students. Uh, I'm Professor D.D. Rao. Okay, so I'll be just starting this topic that is dual nature of radiation and matter. Okay, so uh, before I start this, okay, I wish you all uh, a happy Ganesh Chaturthi. Okay, and it's been a long time that I have, of course, directly not met you people. Okay, so let's start with the lecture. So this topic, okay, dual nature of radiation. So we will be seeing how exactly or what is the nature of radiation. Okay, so radiation basically it has that is what is the nature of radiation. Like when people just started studying radiation, light is a type of radiation. Okay, so what exactly is radiation? So that is what is the topic. Okay, and why this dual nature, that radiation has two natures. Okay, and what are those two natures? We'll slowly start, we'll try to understand. So the first thing is, uh, if you see what is radiation. Okay, so radiation is like what do you call it, as emission or transmission of energy, okay, in the form of waves or particles, right, through space or through a material medium. Now, when I say radiations, it includes all types of radiations, which are, first is visible light is a radiation, okay, and then you have radiations which are radio waves, then microwaves, ultraviolet rays, gamma rays, you name most, more anything. Like first of all these seven colors, then all the radio waves, all those things, they come under the same section. That is nothing but which one? Radiation. As you can see over here, that radio waves is there, right? So that is basically the meaning of this word, that is called as which one? Radiation. So if you see the spectrum of radiation, right? Now, the spectrum of radiation, it consists of uh, first of all long radio waves. You can see over here. First is the long radio waves. Okay, then you have this short radio waves, then microwaves, right, and then millimeter waves, infrared rays, right, and then you have this visible spectrum. Now, visible, then you have this ultraviolet rays, x-rays, and gamma rays. What are these? What are in this visible region? You can see the sequence in this visible region, right? So you have right from ultraviolet to which one? Red color. All these basically are in which one? Visible region. Okay, so for you it's very important that this arrow mark which you see over here, this is very very important to understand that as you go from long radio waves to gamma rays, okay, what we observe here is that the frequency continuously goes on increasing. Okay, now as the frequency goes on increasing, so why this frequency is very important. So radiations, they basically consist of what you call it as photons of energy, and each photon of the radiation is given by equation E is equal to h mu. Okay, now h is the Planck's constant, whereas mu is the frequency. So if you see here, again I'll go back to the same this one diagram, that as the frequency increases, and if you see this formula here, E is equal to h mu, what basically happens is, mu here, it basically indicates the frequency. So as the frequency increases, we basically observe that the energy also goes on increasing. So this point is very much important in order to understand this radiation. Okay, that as the frequency increases, okay, so as you see an increase in frequency, you will see that the energy increases. And how the frequency increases, this sequence you should know, that first you have this long radio waves, short radio waves, microwaves, then infrared, visible, ultraviolet, x-rays, and gamma rays, right? Now, what is the relation, basic relation between frequency and wavelength? As you can see here, frequency is inversely proportional to wavelength. So when I say that the ultraviolet rays have more frequency, it basically means that they have very less wavelength. Okay, and if I say that radio waves have very high wavelength, or very their wavelength or long wavelength, it indirectly means their frequency is very very less. Okay, so that was the concept about what is called as the spectrum, or what exactly is radiation, right? Now, the next important thing we'll just try to understand is what are free electrons, right? So, on any metal surface, right, the electrons which are in the outermost orbit, which are basically called as the valence electrons, they are basically, they have one very nice thing due to there is a band theory which we'll be studying later on. Okay, so according to band theory, these electrons can move anywhere through the metal, but those are which electrons? They are basically called as the free electrons. Okay, so these free electrons have one very important property, that they can move anywhere through the metal. Okay, and these are the electrons which are very important in order to understand this photoelectric effect. Okay, so there is a chance that these electrons can escape. As you can see over here, the electrons can escape from the metal surface provided a sufficient amount of energy is given. Okay, and or what are the different ways in which an electron can come out, that is the next thing which we are going to study. Okay, so the electrons, which electrons we are talking about? The free electrons. Okay, they can come out of the metal by giving some energy to them. Okay, so what type of energy can be given to them? The first type of emission. Okay, so this is a standard question which is asked in examination. What are the types of emissions or electron emission, like what are the ways in which electron can come out? Okay, so the first type of emission is which we call it as thermionic emission, right? The meaning of this word therm is basically deals with heat. Okay, so the idea is you start heating the metal. Okay, and if you heat the metal, sufficient amount of energy will be given to the electrons, and those electrons can be freed from the surface of the metal. Okay, so this is the first type of what is called as electron emission, which is called as thermionic emission, right? Then the second of type of emission is which we call it as field emission. Okay, what is field emission? In field emission, you put a very strong positive electric field, maybe of the order of 10 raised to 9 volts per meter, such a very high strong field. And what it does is, when you electrons are negatively charged particles. Okay, so you are, when you apply a very strong field, these electrons will be pulled out of the metal. Okay, and this type of emission we basically call it as which one? Field emission. Then third type of emission is called as photoelectric emission. Okay, so what is this photoelectric emission? In this type of emission, radiations they fall on the metal. Okay, and then they just knock out the electrons from the metal, right? And this type of emission is what we are basically dealing with. A simple diagram I'll just show you, that you can see over here the radiations they basically fall on the metal surface, and these are the electrons here. These are the free electrons which are over here, and these electrons are basically, they will be just coming out of this particular surface, metal surface. Okay, so again, if I go back to the important question which comes in examination point of view, is what are the types of electron emission? And you have this thermionic emission. First is you heat the metal, electron comes out. Second is field emission. You put a very strong electric field, a positive electric field pulls out the electrons, but it has to be very strong. Okay, and the third type of emission is which we call it as the photoelectric emission. Okay, now certain observations were there, right? And those observations we'll be discussing in the next video.